All right, in this explainer, we're going to dive into a massive time saver for anyone working with Django. Seriously, we're going to master a core feature that's going to make your whole development process way cleaner, so much faster, and just more efficient. Let's get right into it.
Does this sound familiar? You know the drill, right? You build your homepage and it looks awesome. Then you start on the About page, and what do? You find yourself copying and pasting. The navigation, the footer, the entire head section, you do it over and over again. It's such a common problem, but thankfully there is a much, much better way. You see, this whole copy-paste cycle is what I like to call a trap. It feels like you're being fast at first, but what you're really doing is creating a tangled mess of code that becomes a total nightmare to maintain later on. I mean, just look at this. How much of this code is exactly the same? In home.html and about.html, almost everything is a carbon copy. The head, the navigation, the footer. The only thing that's actually different is that one little headline in the middle. All that duplicated code, it's basically a ticking time bomb waiting to cause problems. And here's exactly why that bomb is so dangerous. First, it just wastes your time with boring, repetitive work. It makes your site incredibly difficult to maintain. You're also creating a much higher risk of errors because you know you're going to forget to update one of the copies eventually. But the biggest headache of all, if you want to change just one tiny link in your footer, you don't edit one file, you have to hunt down and edit every single page on your entire site. What a pain.
But okay, there is a much more elegant way to handle this. Django gives us a really powerful solution to this exact problem, and it's built right into its template engine. It's all built on a core philosophy in programming called don't repeat yourself, or DRY for short. The idea is really simple. Every piece of logic in your system should exist in only one single place. So for us, that means our website's layout should live in one file and one file only. And the tool Django gives us to do this is called template inheritance. Think of it like this. You create one master skeleton file. It has all the common parts, the head, the navigation, the footer, the whole shebang. Then your individual pages, which we'll call child templates, they just inherit that skeleton and fill in the blanks. So let's see how this actually works. It all starts with building that master template. We're going to create a single file, and it's usually called something like base.html. This one file is going to hold all the code that's shared across every single page on our website. This becomes our single source of truth for the site's entire layout. Now, the real key to making this work is a special Django template tag called a block. You use it to define a specific area in your base template that the other child templates can then override. You can think of it like a labeled empty box that's just waiting for some content to be put inside. So, check it out. Our base.html file looks just like a normal HTML page, but with this one crucial difference. It has the header, the footer, any shared styles, and then boom, right in the middle, it has this block content area. This is our designated zone for our homepage content, our about page content, or whatever else we need. Okay, so we've built our master skeleton. Now, let's see how easy it is to create a child page that just plugs right into it. Here's the second piece of the puzzle. To make a child page use our master template, we add just one line of code at the very, very top. %extends base.html%. This one command tells Django, hey, go grab everything from the base.html file and use it as my foundation. And the process is just so simple. First, you create your new page, let's say home.html. Then you tell it to extend that base file. After that, you just find the block you named, in our case, content, and you put only your unique homepage stuff inside it. That's it. Django does all the heavy lifting of merging the two files together perfectly. And the result? Well, it's beautiful. Your page-specific files, like home.html or about.html, become incredibly small, clean, and focused. They don't have any of that layout boilerplate anymore. They only contain what makes that specific page unique, which makes your whole project so much easier to read and manage. Okay, now for the big payoff. This is where all that setup becomes totally worth it, and it's where you'll save an incredible amount of time and effort down the road. Just imagine you need to add a new link to your site's navigation bar. In that old copy-paste world, if you have 10 pages, that means you have to find and edit 10 different files. With Django's template inheritance, you edit exactly one file, base.html. The difference in effort isn't just small, it's absolutely monumental. Let that sink in. One file.
It doesn't matter if you have 5 pages or 5,000 pages, a site-wide layout change requires editing just one single file. This is the real power of that don't repeat yourself principle in action. It's efficient, it's safe, and it's built to scale.
So let's do a super quick recap. First, just stop the copy-paste madness. Create a central base.html for all your shared layout code. Use @block tags inside it to create your editable placeholders. And then in your child pages, use @extends to pull in that base and fill in the blocks. The result? You're going to save time, you'll reduce errors, and your project will be so much more enjoyable to work on.
You know, this is such a powerful idea that it goes way beyond just HTML templates. So I'll leave you with this question. Now that you've seen how effective this is, where else in your projects, in your code, maybe even in your daily work processes, can you find and get rid of repetition? Thanks for joining this explainer.